Right, the starting 11 then for Timor Leste for today's match versus Laos. We have Emerson, Raul, Ramon, Wellington, Sulo, Jesse, Alan, Diogo, Adelino, Murillo and Angisu. For Laos, Buntisan, Pumanpania, Suksavan, Kitsada, Hanvile, the captain, Sibung Huang, Sayabunsu, Pinkyo, Sisomvang, Litidet, Sivongse and Sayavud. Today's referee from the Maldives, Aslam Ahmed. Assistant referee from the UAE, Mr. Mohammed Hassan, and Kim Yong-ha from the Korean Republic. This is the match day 3, match number 6. Still to come on Thursday. Brunei takes on Laos, Myanmar takes on Cambodia, and Laos rounding off their campaign against Myanmar, the host nation, on Saturday the 13th of October, with Brunei taking on Timor Leste in the last match, which could very well decide who perhaps will join Myanmar in the group stage to be held in November and December of 2012. East Timor then 5-1 victors over Cambodia. On a match day 1, Murillo, Adelino and Allen with the goals. Then East Timor scoring through Allen against Myanmar on Sunday. Thanks, Ben. Very warm welcome then to the Tuwira Youth Training Centre here in Yangon, Myanmar, as we continue with our coverage of the AFF Suzuki Cup 2012 qualifying competition. Here on match day 3, this is match number 6. It's Timor Leste today taking on the team from Laos. Timor Leste in the red and white strip today, and the Laotian side in the all-change strip of whites. First up will be the national anthems of the two nations.
Please stand for the national anthem of Timor Leste.
Laos playing only their second game of the tournament following their opening day win over Cambodia on Sunday. Timor Leste then with exactly the same starting 11 for the team that played against Myanmar, suffered a 2-1 loss on Sunday. The only change perhaps is the captain's armband. Jesse Fernando Pinto, who wore the captain's armband on Sunday, well, he is in the starting 11, but today he has given up the captaincy to the number 2 man, Raul Montero Isaac. Laotian side, 6 changes then to the team that beat Cambodia 1-0 on Sunday. The goal scorer also absent from the starting 11 today, Vise Papuvanin. He is relegated to the substitutes bench. So a different strategy adopted perhaps by the Laotian coach, the Japanese Kikichi Kimura, who once coached the J-League 1 side, Yokohama Marinos. Well, even the captaincy for the Laotian side has been changed. In the team list given out to the media, the captain was supposed to be Kampome Hanvile, but there is the Laotian goalkeeper, who is the captain for today's match, Singpachan Buntisan, the 25-year-old. Today's referee from the Maldives, Mr. Aslan Ahmed. His 2 assistants from the United Arab Emirates, Mr. Sukatra Mohammed Hassan, and from Korea Republic, Mr. Kim Yong-ha. So in the match just played earlier on, Cambodia have lost to Brunei by 3-2, which effectively puts paid to their chances of qualification. Cambodia now with 3 losses from 3 games, rooted right at the bottom of the 5-team group. And of course Brunei getting their first win of the campaign following their opening day loss to Myanmar by 1-0 on a Friday. And a bit of confusion here as to which side is taking which half of the pitch, but I think it's all sorted out now. Wide prayer here for Buntisan, the Laotian skipper and goalkeeper. So it will be Laos then to the white strip, which will get us underway here in this first half. So Soyavut lining alongside Sisomvang then. And the match is underway. Timor Leste deemed the home team for today's encounter, thus keeping to their red and white strip. They were also deemed the home team in the match against Myanmar on Sunday, and it's exactly the same strip that they are keeping on here. And this their 3rd outing. Timor Leste, who opened the campaign very, very strongly with a 5-1 thrashing of Cambodia. And really quite unfortunate to have lost to Myanmar by 2-1 on Sunday, after Allen had equalised, and it was a very late goal from Chi Lin, who scored a brace on the Sunday that took Myanmar to all the 3 points. Myanmar now in a very, very strong position to finish as champions here in this 5-team group, as the free kick here goes to Laos. It's a rest day today for Myanmar. They'll be back on action on the Thursday when they play Cambodia. And then it will be Myanmar taking on Laos in the last match, as that free kick hits the crossbar. That's a very good effort Suksavan from distance. Well, I wonder if Emerson helped the ball there onto the crossbar. That's the intention served by Laos very early on in the match, just 1 minute and 40 seconds into the game, and Suksavan there with the free kick which grazed the crossbar. Well, after today, Laos will face Brunei, and then, as I mentioned earlier, it's the game against Myanmar on the Saturday. That's an afternoon kickoff. Really now it's down to either East Timor, Laos or Brunei to join Myanmar as the two teams who will make it to the group stage of the 2012 AFF Suzuki Cup. As Emerson Alcantara, the 42-year-old Brazilian head coach of Timor Leste, looks on, previously with the Northeast Stars, a side that plays in the Trinidad and Tobago League. Just 2 months into the job, Emerson Alcantara, and already has guided Timor Leste to their first ever victory here in the Suzuki Cup with the win over Cambodia. This time the free kick lands easily with Emerson. 22 years of age, who plays in Thailand for Chiang Rai United. Pinkyo to Sivongse. Now the Sibong Huang. Hanvire. Littidet looking for a good cross in. Comes here to Pinkyo again. Forwards eventually cleared by Angisu. Well, I'm sure if Laos had been watching the match on the Sunday and the Timor Leste played Myanmar, they would be very, very wary of the trio of Allen, Murillo and Adelino. The three players who scored in that 5-1 win over Cambodia, match day 1, and Allen again was on target on the Sunday. So it's 2 goals apiece for Murillo, for Adelino and for Allen Leandro. Brunei's 3-2 win over Cambodia earlier today would certainly put a smile on the face of their Korean coach, who was thoroughly disillusioned when they lost to Myanmar on the opening match day, even though Brunei gave a very good account of themselves. Simon Huang. It's Sin Savong here to Pomampania. Timor Leste have won for themselves a free kick. And Murillo it was, who produced a very, very superb run against Myanmar on Sunday and very nearly scoring in the end. And the Laos, I think, will be very wary of this Timor Leste striker. Here comes the free kick. It's straight into the 3-man wall. For the last time these two teams met in the qualification round, as an offside flag goes up there against Murillo. 2010 in Vientiane, Laos. Well, the Laotian hammered the Timor Leste team to the tune of 6-1. So Timor Leste will be trying to prove their doubters wrong yet again. Following that 5-1 win over Cambodia, they've certainly earned that respect that they certainly hope that they will be accorded, because right at the start of the tournament, coach Emerson Alcantara has stated it's the respect from fellow Southeast Asian nations that is looking for. Certainly has won more measure of respect in the match against Myanmar on the Sunday. And they'll be looking to try and condemn Laos to their first defeats here in this qualification round. Timor Leste, who had lost to the Philippines 5-0 in the first match in 2010, and then the 4-2 loss to Cambodia, and finally ended with a 6-1 thrashing by the Laotian team. Nicely collected there by Dabunji-san, the goalkeeper who plays for Vientiane Football Club. Now away by Suk Savan, the man who hit the crossbar from the free kick in the second minute of play. Sise Bonsu. Now Hanvele. Baseball ball goes straight to Emerson. Here's today's captain for the Timor-Leste team, Raul Diaz Montero Isaac. Now Ramon. Jesse. Still Jesse Pinto. Nicely threaded through, but then good reading there on the part of Buti-san. Just arriving ahead of Murillo. Laos had topped the qualification group in 2010. Ahead of the Philippines as well as Cambodia. All three teams collected 5 points with identical records of 1 win and 2 draws. Laos hoping to make it out of the qualification rounds yet again here in 2012. Hanvele with the header away. Then the Sisson Vang. Collected there by Wellington. There's Adelino. That's Angisu, who has clattered there into an opponent, Sin Savong. Rather untidy challenge there on the part of Angisu, which caused him this latest injury. Timor Leste with the FIFA ranking of 206. Highest ever was 197 in December 2008. And this current ranking is their lowest ever. So Anguissa just off to the touch line. Free kick already taken. Diogo. Deflected away by Pinkyo. Back to Emerson. Ramon plays it back to Raul. Away by Pinkyo. Now the Sibun Huang. Pinkyo to Litidet. So a change of decisions there as Litidet thought it would be a Timor Leste throw, and then Adelino thought it would be his. Eventually it turned out to be a Laotian throw-in, and this time it will be a free kick. Well, in fact, it is another throw which Pinkyo took. Play a bit scrappy at the moment. It's Raul's long ball. Diogo Santos. Rangel will take. Murillo. Corner coming up for Timor Leste. Good long throw from a Diogo, won by Allen, headed it into the path of Murillo. Cleared away by Sibun Huang. There's Jesse Fernando Pinto then. Away by Hanvele. Pomampania away. And Anguissa is back on the field of play. Ball's skidding away from Jesse that time. Lifted it. Just come back here to Sibum Song. Lifted it. Still unable to clear as the ball is touched away by Emerson yet again. And this time is Soyabansu Velayut. So the two clear-cut chances coming the way of Laos. Nothing as yet for Timor Leste. And this time the corner sails over everybody and away for a goal kick. Miami's team there watching the proceedings of this game and trying to learn as much about their next opponents. Before that, of course, will come their match against Cambodia, which I think Myanmar are pretty confident about. But Cambodia, of course, already out of contention. They're trying to do their level best in the next two games. Jesse Pinto. There's Murillo again. Laos to take on the defenders. Adelino. And that comes of Sulo for a throw to Laos. Hanvele. Siban Huang. Now Pomapanya. Yet another ball that skips past Sim Savon. Timor Leste, who played their first ever international back in March of 2003. They lost to Sri Lanka in Colombo. And of course their biggest win as yet remains the 5-1 thrashing of Cambodia here on the match day one in the qualification rounds of the Suzuki Cup of 2012. Laos have the free kick. It's Pomapanya who wins it. Murillo it was who conceded that biggest defeat for Timor Leste, 8-0 at the hands of Thailand in December of 2004. Well, interestingly enough, half of the Timor Leste squad are born in Brazil and the other half born in Timor Leste. Exactly 10 and 10 of the 20 members in this group that have come here to Myanmar. Emerson there gives instructions to his captain. Raul Isaac, 24 years of age, plays for Dili United. So Murillo goes off. Ball returned by the Pomapanya, back to Emerson. There's Raul. Skips past Sisam Vang. And Murillo loses then to Sylvain Frey. There's Raul. The two number 13s getting entangled. It's Pinker who's fouled Diogo there. Bit of a clumsy bit of play on the part of the Laotian man, Kamla Pinker. Laotians very quick there to close down the Timor Leste player who was intending to strike at a Bunti-son. Allen wins the ball, promptly gives it to Sisson-Wang. Now the Letidet. The way by the captain. Only as far as Letidet again. Now Sibon Huang. And yet another shot. Well, the shots have been raining in on Emerson as Sayavut is the latest there to have a strike from distance after getting past Wellington. And the Sayavut wasn't too far away. In fact, it was the woodwork again in the way. So now 3 times already the Laos have had a look in at the Timor Leste goal. First, it was the defender Suk Savan as early as the 2nd minute. And then Vilayud had a shot saved in the 16th minute, and this time it was Sayavut. His shot hitting the woodwork on the way out. Angisu. Emerson's clearance. Well, this time it sails back to Emerson. The Laotian coach Kimura has stated in the pre-match conference that he expects this to be a very tough match against Timor Leste, although he was mindful of the fact that they had conquered the Timor Leste team in 2010, and he says that is a very different side and it's a different tournament altogether. Referee reaching for his pockets, and out comes the card for Kamla Pinkyo, the first yellow of the evening. And that's the confirmation of the 3 shots that Laos have registered so far. Against nothing for the Timor Leste team. Raul and Ramon now to Wellington. Another ball easily plucked away by Bunti-son. Properly finds Suk Savan. Now the Sibon Huang. Lifted it. Confirmation there of the yellow card for Pinkyo. As Jesse just nipped that. Allen back to Jesse Pinto. Now Raul. Rather lazy stretch there on the part of Murillo. Angisu. Sulo. Back to Raul. Timor Leste's path. Again, the blocked. Savan sends the ball to Pumapanya. Well, Emerson's assessments of the Laotian team in the first match against Cambodia was that Laos played as a unit, very good. And they go on the attack and they come back to defend as a unit whenever they lose possession. And they're really doing exactly that. In the opening 28 minutes, this time a shot that took a little deflection and they sting away. Savangse, the latest to have a strike. Emerson pretty happy to have his goal still intact. Diogo. As Jesse finds Raul again. Morello tries to find Diogo. Pinkyo in the way. Timor Leste only made one substitution in that afternoon game on Sunday when Jose Lopez Vide came on for Jesse Pinto in the second period. Allen was waiting for the ball. Ball that came up against the arm there of Sula Helbert. That's the free kick to Laos. 0-0 after 30 minutes. Here's the man who first struck in the second minute when his free kick came off the crossbar. Suksavan. Not the best of deliveries this time. Current ranking for the Laotian team is 193, although they reached their highest ever of 134. That was way back in September of 1998, as the Timor-Leste goalkeeper used his full frame there to stop the efforts from the Laotian man. Savangse. And then right on the line, Wellington to clear. This time the ball just coming away off the foot there of Susambang. Raul gives the ball to Litidet. Melda Soyavut This is Sibunhuang. Good flowing football this from Laos. And the referee's assistant waves and awards the free kick there to Timor Leste for that foul on Pombapania. Presumably an elbow in the way of Adelino Oliveira. Laotians ranking just up one from their previous lowest, that was back in August when they were at 194. Now in the October rankings, that moved up a notch to 193. As another Timor-Leste attack comes to naught. A bit of frustration creeping in. As Kichi Kimura looks on, the Laotian Japanese head coach. Spent 2 seasons with the Yokohama Marinos. Anguissu gets the yellow this time for a foul on the Sisambang. As Anguissu joins Pinkyo in the referee Aslam Ahmad's book. Swooping up Pinkyo there in the middle of the park. Much too strong the time for Pinkyo to handle. Gives away the throw. Taken by Diogo. Back to his captain Raul. Free kick taken so very quickly as Hanvile scrambles to get back, and Murillo loses possession at the vital moment. Siabongsu. Hanvile. Laos relative minnows on the world stage. They've never qualified for the Asian Cup nor the World Cup as yet. They established their National Football Association in 1951. And they're still waiting to make their first entrance into a major international competition. Sibunhuang is robbed of the ball there by Jesse. Just at one corner each. Into the last 10 minutes now. The ball last came off Murillo. Just gave a glance there to the UAE official. It's Pinkyo who finds Hanvile. And that's a very poor ball. And Timor Leste, well, Alan Leandro, pretty indecisive. And in a flash there, he was robbed of the ball by the Pombapania. Timor Leste physically stronger, the better physique as compared to the smaller built Laotians. There's Hanvile. Pull the touch away from the skipper. Left at 8 on Sisambang. Blocked there by Ramon as Timor Leste breaks. Leandro this time moving. And fails to get to the ball. Suksavan. This is Sayabut. Being forced wide by Wellington. And a combination of Sulo there and Jesse. Stopping Soyabungsu. Alan Leandro. And the cross in. Hands for Murillo. Head of the way, Mahanvele. As Murillo backing there into Hanvele as the flag is being raised for an offside call on Murillo. Emerson Alcantara getting a little frustrated with what he's seeing. Good turn by Sayavut. Lifted edge. Now it's sent in by Pinko. Savonse. To Pomapania. Sayabonsu. Shot goes up there for Murillo. He wants the ball released to him early. Lifted at six a tumble. And it's Diogo who finds Wellington. Now Jesse. Five minutes to go here in this opening period. We await the game's first goal. Alan Leandro Pinheiro. This is Diogo Santos. Agisu. Sula finds Adelina. Not well connected there by Jesse Pinto. Nicely chested down by Allen into the path of Jesse. Pretty routine so far for the Laotian goalkeeper Buntisan. Up to this point in time, it's the back heel here. Finds Olivero. It's being forced wide by the Pomapania as the referee goes to the penalty spot. Out comes Buntisan, the skipper, to plead the case for Pomapania, and the yellow card to boot for the Laotian defender. Well, Murillo has already got the ball in his hand. He's all ready to take this penalty. So with 3 minutes to go before half-time, Timor Leste will have a real chance here to open the scoring against Buntisan, and it is this man, Murillo, who's hoping to make it his third goal of the qualifying competition. And he does it from Murillo. Well, he is a very colourful character. That's his way of celebrating. Right on target, as if to say. So a piece of poor defending by Shoya Bongsu has cost Laos here. Laos, who have been dictating play, and have 3 excellent efforts. 1 save, 2 came off the woodwork, finding themselves 1-0 down with just about 90 seconds of the first 45 to play, thanks to their penalty from Murillo. No confirmation really as to whether referee Aslam Ahmed flashed a yellow card to Shoya Bongsu, the player who brought down Adelino en route to the penalty. Now Laos starkly headed away by Wellington. Alan Leandro. Sulo lets the ball slip past him. Shoya Bongsu. Now Shivongse. Thank you. Litidets. No match there for Sulo. As Timor Leste with Jesse Pinto's through ball there. Well handled by Humvile. Sayavut. Step there by Wellington. 45 minutes are up. Litidets. Now is trying to unsettle the Timor-Leste team here. Thank you. It's Litidet again. Now Shivonse. 1 minute of time added on. We're already 30 seconds into that 1 minute. As Hanvile safely heads it back to Buntisan. Jesse Pinto fouling Sisongbang. Well, that should be the last piece of action here in this first half. Referee checks his watch and blows for half-time. And a half in which Laos came close on 3 occasions. Once it was saved by Emerson, and twice the woodwork coming into play. And Murillo with his one chance in the 42nd minute of a penalty, getting the ball past this man Buntisan for the only goal of the first half. So we take a break with the half-time score then, Timor-Leste 1, Laos 0. Welcome back then to the Tirana Youth Training Centre here in Yangon, Myanmar, for the resumption of this match here between Timor Leste and Laos. The only goal of the first half, a penalty from Murillo. And Laos having come close on the 3 occasions. There was Suk Savan as early as the 2nd minute when his free kick came off the crossbar, and then Vilayut had a shot saved before eventually it was Sayavut again hitting the woodwork. And against all that, it was a 42nd minute penalty by Murillo, which has placed Timor Leste in the lead, at least for the moment, as Bunti Son, the Laotian skipper and goalkeeper, just beaten it at once. Timor Leste then to kick off the second half here at the Tirana Youth Training Centre. Referee Aslam Ahmed's whistle then, the official for today from the Maldives. The venue here primed for use for the 2013 Southeast Asian Games. Certainly a good warm-up tournament for the organisers. So Myanmar sitting atop the 5-team qualification round here with 6 points from 2 matches. Then the Timor Leste and Laos have 3. Brunei, by virtue of their 3-2 win over Cambodia earlier today, have also with 3 now. And then Cambodia well out of contention. Adelino Oliveira being stopped there by Sivanse for a free kick now for Timor Leste. Well swept in by Jesse Pinto, but headed away by Sibong Huang. Diogo happy to take another throw, and is going for the long one. Decides eventually to find Raul, his captain. Diogo again, working his way wonderfully. Other way by Han Velay. Now Susam Vang away. Sulo. Jesse. Adelino. The goal scorer, Murillo. Trying to play a 1-2 there with Adelino, stopped by Pomampania. Sibong Huang. Wellington came flying there to intercept. Murillo goes down. But a theatrical fall there on the part of Murillo after being tripped by Sibong Huang. Laos will next have an afternoon game against Brunei on Thursday. And yet another afternoon session for them. And they play the host nation on the Saturday to round off the campaign. The deflection just nicely there into the waiting Bunti Son. For a moment, Anki Su thought that he had fouled Soya Bunsu, but then the flag was raised. That's the free kick given to Timor Leste. Wellington. Back to Ramon. Now Raul. Timor Leste hoping to come away with a win today, which will stand them in very good stead, because they'll have a break on the next match day on Thursday before they're back for the final match of the campaign against Brunei at 6 p.m. local time on Saturday. Another header from Murillo goes astray. Longshan Kam has come on for the first change for Laos. There's the number 10 jersey. Whipped in by Raul. Oh, the header finds the way into the back of the net. And it's Adelino Oliveira. 6 minutes on the resumption of the game. And Timor Leste have gone 2-0 up. And that has delighted Emerson Alcantara. Certainly wasn't much danger. There was the bounce of the ball. And eventually, well spotted by Adelino Oliveira, who kept a cool head before planting his ball into the back of Butison's goal. And you can see here again the attempted bicycle kick not materializing. Well, a blessing in disguise before eventually it was napped up by the head of Adelino. And also his third goal of the campaign. What a turnaround this is. Timor Leste, who could very well have been the 3 goals down by the 23rd minute, now find themselves 2-0 up over Laos. Adelino, who also scored twice in that 5-1 win over Cambodia, along with Murillo, both have 3 goals each. Meanwhile, the confirmation of the yellow card there, going the way of the number 7 man for Timor Leste, Sulo. And all of a sudden, Timor Leste looked very threatening. Here's the goal scorer. Very happy to let the ball go there. Adelino will take the throw. ADE short for Adelino on the back of his jersey there. Alan Leandro, now Murillo. Looking for the opportunity, and that's wasn't too far away. The 2012 Suzuki Cup will be the 9th edition of the ASEAN Football Championships. And Malaysia and Thailand are the co-hosts for this year's tournaments. which will run from 24th November to 22nd of December. Alan Leandro, that was a stinging shot. Bunti-son did well to parry the ball away. Well, it was Alan Leandro who scored that consolation goal in that loss to Myanmar on Sunday. And it was a real stinger of a shot. Right into the roof of the Myanmar's goal, which Tihar Situ could do nothing about it. Very nearly there, causing all sorts of problems for Bunti-son. Away by Suk Savan. And this time it's lifted high and wide. The goal scorer again, Adelino. Emerson's first feel of the ball. As 10 minutes of the second half have gone by. Just enough power there in that header. Back to Bunti-son. The eventual winners here in this qualification tournament will join Thailand, Vietnam and Philippines in the Group A, which will be hosted by Thailand. The first match to kick off on the 24th of November. And that will be Vietnam against the winners here in Myanmar. And the Group B matches to be played in Malaysia, where the host nation will be joined by Indonesia, Singapore and the runners-up from this qualification tournament. And it will be Indonesia to kick off proceedings against the runners-up on the 25th of November. Shivonse. Shankam. So the second change for Laos with the departure of Letidet. Sopa is the man who has come on. Sopa Seisana. Well, the two substitutes already introduced here, Vongchun-kam and Sopa, both started in the match against Cambodia. There's a real change of mind here by the Japanese coach Kokichi Kimura, and things not really going the way of his team. So it's time to ring in the changes. Perhaps very soon we'll be witnessing a third and a final change for Laos as they come here. Fine run by Shivonse. Emerson. The free kick then to Timor Leste. Song Fang. Attempting to clear the ball away from Angisu. Gets the man as well. Angisu and Sulo in the referee's book, as well as pink kilt for Laos. Murillo having a go. Sisomba. Sopa. Alan Leandro. Raul leaves it to Diogo to bring it up for Timor Leste. Hanvile. Now Sopa. Emerson thought of coming to claim the ball. Well, in the end, Soyavut didn't quite control it. It'll be a goal kick. And it is a throw into Timor Leste, taken by Wellington. Now Sula. Just past the R mark, and the haste to get the result. The Laotians have been giving away a series of free kicks. So raises there by the Pupapanya on the Sulo. There is Sulo. In search of Murillo. As he takes on Hanvile, still Murillo. And the referee is going to flash the yellow card in the direction of Murillo. Well, he has a goal and he has a yellow card as he lands the hand there in the face of Hanvile. Angisu this time brought down. Well, the two stadia to be used by Malaysia for the group stage proper will be the National Stadium in Bukit Jalil and also the Shah Alam Stadium in Selangor. And in Thailand, the two venues will be the Rajamangala and the Super Chalasai Stadium. Sopa. Sent through by Bonchon Kam. Still Sopa goes. Over the turn there, he shows too much of the ball to Wellington, who promptly dispatches the ball away. Soksavan. Full-blooded shoulder charge there by Adelino Oliveira. Down goes Sisomvang. And now Laos with the chance. Number 2 Timor Leste ball goes up. Two becomes 3 with the arrival of Allen. Sukapon Dvorakam, the substitute, is behind his free kick. Curls it. Not quite enough to threaten Emerson. Gisu gets the free kick. Sulo waves him away. Grim-faced Kokishi Kimura looks on. Sopa gets a lucky rebound of Sulo. Sopa still going. Plenty of shouting from both benches. It's a pretty quiet surroundings here today. The TYC, the home team, not in action. Only the Myanmar's football team is watching with great interest this match here. Play by Sopa. Away by Diogo. Now it's Sayabunsu. Very heavily involved since his introduction, the substitute Sopa. Sivong-se couldn't quite find the target after the ball laid into his path there by Sayabut. Well, after making through to the group stage in 2010, Laos then proceeded to finish with only just one draw in the 2010 Group A, which saw Indonesia topping the group, followed by Malaysia and then Thailand, and Laos finishing right at the bottom with 1 point. And that solitary point came in their opening draw against Thailand, where it finished 2-2. Before they were dismantled by Indonesia to the tune of 6-0, and then Malaysia beating them 5-1. So a poor outing eventually for Laos in the 2010 edition. Bambanya, Saksavan, now Pinkyo. Saksavan, here it is Sim Somvang. It's a Somvang. Diogo takes on the ball, but eventually sent back by Pinkyo, back to Butisan. Laotians were sort of hoping for a whistle which never came. Wellington Rocas dos Santos about to be stretched off. Malaysia eventually clinching the Suzuki Cup in 2010 with a two-leg aggregate victory over Indonesia, 4-2. Indonesia won the MVP award through Firman Utina. It's Timor Leste here trying to make the game safe. Angisu. Saksavan. Tackle short there of the Timor Leste player by Sopa. Goal scorer Adelino goes down under the pool of the jersey there by Sopa. 2010 Golden Boot went to the Malaysian striker Muhammad Safi Saleh, while the Philippines collected the Fair Play Award. Sisova. Alsaya Bunsu. Sopa. Feeds it straight for the time to Sulo. Now Allen. Finds Jesse. Under 20 minutes to go. Timor Leste in the driving seat at the moment. 2-0. The fouls chalking up there for Laos. 12 against the 7 of Timor Leste. Laos, of course, missing their influential striker. Singto Lamnao out with cruciate injury. Saksavan. Murillo hasn't seen the ball for quite a while now. Sulo finds Allen. Plays it against his Sulo. Now he comes to Adelino. And no offside, in fact. And every Laotian defender was just watching there as the header from Murillo just goes past Buntisang. Well, perhaps even Murillo himself was surprised that there was no whistle. Now the first change for Timor Leste, Murillo, has been taken off and replaced by Jose Vides. Jose, who came on much earlier in the match against Myanmar on Sunday. Just under 17 minutes to play here. Saksavan wins the throw. Came off Jesse Pinto. 1 minute and 40 seconds into the first half. Saksavan with a free kick from a very long distance away, which came off the crossbar. Play across that time from Saksavan, and they were appealing the handball, finally given against Popa. Adelino. So the man who scored the winning goal against Cambodia is finally unleashed. It's Vise for the final change for Laos. Being put on for the rescue act. Vise replaces Bunsu Vilayut. Ironic really that the 6-1 scoreline which Laos registered over Timor Leste in the 2010 qualification tournament remains their biggest margin of victory to date on the international stage. Now 2 years later they are trailing by 2-0 as Diogo runs there into Buntisan. Reminder there of the scoreline of the 2-goal scorers. Adelino adding on to the first half penalty by Murillo. Laos suffering their biggest ever defeats to the United Arab Republic. It was way back in November of 1963. And the scoreline was 15-0 on that day. Here is Laos. And that is the response. Well, he's been brought in to do a job and has just done exactly that. Took his time and it might have taken a little deflection along the way, but he's claiming it all right. Vise. And there's a brief new live now into Laos as Emerson. I think was being fooled there by the deflection of Ramon. But nevertheless, it is 2-1 now. Timor Leste with 13 minutes to play. They'll have to endure some anxious moments unless they can find a third goal somewhere. Just can't understand really why Vise Papavanin is not fielded right from the start. And just 90 seconds after his introduction, he has got the lifeline for Laos. All of a sudden, Laos playing a bright attacking football. As they go looking for the equaliser, I think that will be a goal kick of Vise. Vise Papavanin, aged 27, 41st cap tonight, has scored 17 goals before this. Comes from Vientiane FC. The Laotian squad comes from 5 big clubs playing in the Laotian league. Vientiane FC, of course, one of them. Utah FC as well. And of course, some from the Laos Police Club, as well as the Army FC. This is a good break from Timor Leste. Jesse. Now Allen. Pompapani away. Sopa. Nice play by Sopa. Laid on by the Vise. Forward it was eventually cleared away by Sulo. Well, Jose Vide there very nearly getting the ball away. Voncheka to Vise. Ramon with the big clearance. As Hanville finds Sisam Wang. Very well played away by Wellington. Laos have played 2 friendly matches against fellow Southeast Asian opponents prior to this competition. Had a 2-1 win over the Philippines on the 10th of September, and then 2 days later lost to Thailand, also by the same score line. Jesse. Now Jose. Too strong a ball launched into the path of Allen. Still no whistle. Shouts of disapproval there coming from the Timor Leste bench. But they're still in possession. Working his way in before taking a tumble on his own accord. There was Diogo. Shivangse being forced to make a hurried pass, eventually given away to Timor Leste. This is Alan Leandro, and Alan Leandro scores a beauty of a goal, and that restores Timor Leste's 2-goal cushion. Well, the moments when he got the ball, he was always on the hunt for a goal. Oh, the trio really striking fear into their opponents. Murillo, Adelino, Allen. All 3 scored against Cambodia. Allen was on the score sheet against Myanmar, and now he's at it again. More importantly, it's another 2-goal lead for Timor Leste as the game heads into the final 6.5 minutes. Alan Leandro standing at 6'2", standing tall once again. Born in Carapicuíba in Brazil. Sopa. Laos go chasing again. Diogo succumbing there to the challenge from Suksavan. The hopes of Laos doused yet again. Raul then with the free kick. It's Alan. Now Jesse. Well, if Laos were to succumb, they will make their next match against Brunei all the more interesting, which will mean they will start out on 3 points each. Jesse Pinto. So Timor Leste then facing this free kick down to 10 men momentarily, with Jesse Pinto being stretched away. Weak free kick. Doesn't go for a par that time, Suksavan. Suksavan can only find Jesse Pinto, who returns to action. Hoisted away by Han Villay. Sisonvang. Now the Sivanche. Sisonvang. The direction of Vise. Cleverly, Wellington lets the ball run safely back to Amberson. Alan Leandre couldn't get ahead to it. Raul gets ahead. Now Diogo. Poor touch there from Adelino, apologising there to his teammates. Hanbele, can hear the shouts there of Sopa Sopa, asking Hanbele to deliver the ball in the direction of the number 9 player. Getting the throw of Wellington. Now Vise. Alan Leandro. Going for more personal glory. Makes the stop. Finds Angisu. who in turn seeks out Diogo. Facing Pinkyo. Pinkyo winning their tussle. On Villet. Well, save for the goal by Vise. The Laotians certainly didn't string that many chances here in this second period as compared to the first. It's a game of two halves, really. Timor Leste standing out here with 2 goals, although it was Murillo who got them on the road with the 42nd minute penalty. Late change coming up for Timor Leste. Right on the stroke of the 90 minutes, and it will be Jesse Pinto, who will be replaced by Eusebio Correa de Almeida. Jesse Fernando Pinto then succumbing to his injury. So Eusebio Herminio is in for the remaining moments of this game. Ball is charged out fairly, says the referee. Sopa will take this. So finds Avise, returns it to Sopa. Still able to get in the cross. The forwards are headed away by the Wellington. 3 extra minutes. We have already played nearly a minute of the 3. Stray shots from Sivanse. Timor Leste now surely on their way to collecting the 3 points. It shows how far they have come. 6-1 at the hands of Laos in 2010 in October. And now 2 years down the road, Timor Leste looking good to carry the scoreline right to the final whistle. Easy stop there from Emerson. Sivanse. Go kick, Timor Leste. Only seconds remain. Sopa. And that's the final whistle then from referee Aslam Ahmed, as Emerson Alcantara celebrates a famous victory here. It is for full-time Timor Leste with their second victory here in the qualification group. The goals from Murillo, Adelino and Allen, as replied 1 by Vise. Final score Timor Leste 3, Laos 1.
Firstly, let us hear about this great game from you. Some comment.
I think the first thank you for God, but more important, I think this win, no, the win in my group. I think this win for people is Timor, the more important, because I think the 12 years ago started independence the East Timor, and now I think the independence for football.
We saw number 19 is a great player and he did well in this match. Why did you choose to make substitution?